it's up with the stars. Maybe it's under the sea. Maybe it's not very far. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Maybe it's trapped in a jar. Something we've already seen. Maybe it lives in us all. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Is how it's supposed to be. Looking forward as we rewind. Looking back is a trap sometimes. Being here is so easy to do. If you want to.
Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Yes? All right, I'm going to try that again. Good morning. Because I realized that I came up to with a very subdued kind of energy, because it's such a subdued, like I love that song, right? But it's so mellow and kicked back. But what a morning. What a morning. This is a great morning. I'm just letting you all know it's a great morning. How many of you believe that? Okay, so those of you without your hands up, what kind of morning do you think it is? Just a question, because if that's what you believe, then that's what's going to happen. So, is it a great morning? Yes, it is. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the Center spiritual leader here, the Center's spiritual leader. See, I kind of fixed that a little bit. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is a pleasure to have you here this morning. I've got a couple of things to let you know about. First of all, this Wednesday is the final class, really, for the summer. Yeah. We're having our final class in Science of Mind 222, Self-Mastery. We're going to be concluding the book, The Biology of Belief. I realize now I probably should have last week had everybody read 2 chapters, because this chapter is a long one, and then there's the epilogue, and anyway, so if you haven't started reading it, I would suggest start reading it before this Wednesday. And it's been a great, great class. But if you are interested, you can just drop in and see what we have to say about self-mastery and how it ties into Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief. That's Wednesday at 7 o'clock. The summer conference at Asilomar in California is coming up, and I will give you all a heads up that I will be out of town. Next Sunday, I will be here. Then the following 2 Sundays, I will not be here, because I will be going to the summer conference at Asilomar. If you're interested in knowing more about the summer conference at Asilomar and would like to go, maybe even, you can ask me about that. I think there's still flyers in the lobby, and I can tell you all you need to know about it. So that's happening in a couple weeks.
We'll be here, though.
Yes, yes. So just because I'm not here, I just want to make sure everybody knows, still show up. I've got some very, very lovely things and very exciting things lined up for those days when I'm not here. And you won't want to miss them. I guarantee you. You won't want to miss them. So be here. Thursday, August 9th is the next meeting of the women's group. That's at 7 7 o'clock right here at the center, Thursday, August 9th. Also, we are continuing to collect pennies through August 5th. I've made some decisions now. August 5th will be the last date that we collect pennies. We will then put the jars on display for the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th, and we will have ballots out. You can fill in your ballot to determine how many pennies you think that we've collected or how much we've collected in general. The person who comes closest to the actual amount without going over will win a full scholarship to the entire Science of Mind 100 series, which will begin in September. So that's how the game is going to be played. Only a few more weeks to collect pennies, then a few weeks of displaying the pennies and you voting and making a decision about them, and then somebody gets free class. Very exciting. We are going to take a month off from the Dynamic Kids program, so August 5th through, well, basically the entire month of August, we're not going to be offering the Dynamic Kids program because everybody seems to be on vacation. You are welcome to bring your kids to service, and they can sit up here during service, or if that doesn't work for you, remember you can always watch us online because we do stream our services live online, so hello to everyone who's watching us online right now, live, and everybody who watches us after the fact. We do still have volunteer opportunities if you're interested in volunteering with the youth program. Also, we've got a few great volunteers who are helping us out in the sound department. If you're interested in the youth program, the technical aspects of this service, please talk to me and I can help you out with that. And we love our volunteers because without volunteers, this place wouldn't operate. Period, end of sentence, because I can't do it all as much as I try. We do have a spiritual mind treatment request box in the lobby. If there's something you are working on and need to know the truth about, you can fill in a form, put it into the box, and a licensed, well, actually not, sometimes a licensed practitioner will do the work. We do have practitioner interns who are studying to become licensed practitioners who will do the prayer work for you on your behalf and promote healing in your life. Also, practitioner interns are available following the service for treatment. If you would like to see a practitioner intern for a treatment, I think you may be, well, Margaret Ann is here and Helen is here, so if you could stand up just so I can point out. Margaret Ann and Helen are practitioner interns, and they can do treatment work for you following the service today. Also, please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of those great places. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I usually ask who's here for the first time, but I'm not going to point anybody out today, just because I don't feel like it, because I hate being pointed out when I'm someplace new. If you are here for the first time today, though, I do want to say good morning, welcome, and thank you for bringing your consciousness to this center. This center is a place where we come together to celebrate one idea, to celebrate the idea that there is one power in the universe. There's one infinite intelligence in the universe. This intelligence is an energy and it is flowing through us. It is expressing by means of us. And this is what we are here to do. That's it. That's all humanity is about, is to simply be creative and express. That's what we do right here, right now. So this is what we're celebrating here on a Sunday morning. We do this every Sunday morning in a number of ways. Now we've kind of, I don't want to say regimented it because that sounds terrible, doesn't it? We have turned it into a celebration by means of ritual in some ways. And one of the rituals that we do is we read on the inside of our songbook. Which one do I want to read today? The big one? All right. I will take the word of Judy, and we'll read what we believe, which is on the inside front. Gosh, I can't speak today, can I? It's on page 2. Under what we believe. Now, it says here, spoken in the first person, like a spiritual mind treatment. When you speak in the first person, you are putting something into the universal mind. You are making a claim into the universal mind about what it is you stand for, what it is you believe. So as you read this, really take note, do I believe this? Let's read this together. I believe that the spiritual and material universe are one. I believe that whether I call it God, spirit, energy, or universal consciousness, every person, place, and thing emanates from this one creative source. I believe that spirit is an infinite, loving intelligence operating in and through all life, never separate from anyone or anything. I believe in cause and effect. I believe that it is done unto me as I believe, and as I think, so I become. I live this now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. And so it is. Here to do our reading this morning, I'm going to invite Judy up to do our reading, which I know is going to be awfully special, because it always is. Please welcome Judy. Yes, please welcome Judy.
Today's July the 15th, and 6 months ago on January the 15th was Reverend Jonathan's first day here. Yay! And it's always on my mind. It's been a magical 6 months for me. I love coming to class. I loved mental muscle. I have just felt so engaged and so grateful for this past 6 months at a very, very the perfect time in my life for all of this learning and this growth. It's just been amazing. So thank you, Jonathan. Looking at the newsletter, I picked something out that is a little different. It's spoken by Catherine. It's referred to by Catherine Ponder, Emmett Fox, and a lot of other people in our in Science of Mind. It's called chemicalization. It's an interesting topic. And without understanding how it works and why it's happening, we often bail out on our dreams. Simply put, it's when two opposing forces collide and there is an explosion. There are many thoughts swimming around in our consciousness on various topics, and if these thoughts are not confronted, they lay dormant. However, when these thoughts are confronted and brought to the surface, there's a commotion, and that is chemicalization. We all experience many chemicalizations throughout the day. And each chemicalization is an opportunity for growth and expansion, creating more space for you to be in the world. And if your goal in life is to stay comfortable and not rock the boat, you probably won't experience as much chemicalization as someone who is pushing the envelope in their life. It's all a choice. It's interesting to notice if you're allowing the experience of chemicalization to deter you from living your heart's desires and being the fullest expression of what you are. In other words, are you using it as an excuse to stop yourself from moving forward with the inspiration you receive because it's uncomfortable or painful? This week, look into your life and see if you can identify an area where you're experiencing some chemicalization. And it doesn't matter how long or small the occurrence is, how big or small the occurrence is. In metaphysics, it's described as nervousness, the appearance of symptoms in the body, sleeplessness, or the return of old desires and habits that had previously been overcome. The amount of pain you're experiencing is determined by how attached you are to the limiting thought. The pain is lessened as you engage your heart in the process of understanding and compassion. So instead of turning away from the situation to avoid the pain, practice seeing it as an opportunity to let your God mind strengthen and restore you. See if you can dissipate the adversarial energy by turning toward the truth, while having compassion for your resistance. Through the process of understanding and compassion, you'll be able to release the lesser for the greater. And as you're doing this, a death of old ideas takes place. You're crossing out the erroneous thinking on this particular topic, dying to your old ways of thinking in order to be renewed. This is an ongoing experience in your spiritual unfoldment, and it's evidence of overcoming the belief in lack and limitation through spiritual mastery. And we do this by taking on divine ideas, new thought forms, and habit patterns that are from and in alignment with the one mind. And here's what Emmett Fox has to say about chemicalization. It seems as though everything begins to go wrong at once. This may be disconcerting, but it's really a good sign. Suppose your whole world seems to rock on its foundation. Hold on steadily and let it rock. And when the rocking is over, the picture will have reassembled itself into something much closer to your heart's desire.
Thank you so much for that. You've sparked me in a great way, So it's always wonderful to be inspired right in front of you by something that I wasn't expecting. Let's take this, what we've just heard, and let's just take a moment to focus on it. Just take a moment to let it resonate with you. Let that energy resonate within your body. Let it resonate a little bit beyond the body. Let this energy resonate this entire room.
Shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
Right here, right in this moment, I release and I recognize only one power. I recognize only one perfect, infinite intelligence. I recognize that this energy is here. I feel it. I know it. I recognize it as good, and I call it good. And I know that this energy is expressing itself through each and every one of us. We are all perfect, unique, individualized expressions of the One. And within this, I know that we all have power. We all have purpose. We all have joy and harmony and wisdom flowing through us, coursing through us, because this is the truth of this divine energy. This is the truth of this intelligence. And so I simply let it unfold right here and right now. I let it be the truth. I let it express by means of me, and I let it express by means of each and every one of us. And so with this, and in this, and understanding this, I know that gratitude fills my soul. There is only gratitude for this understanding. There is only gratitude for this time we have chosen to spend together. And I let gratitude play itself out. And in gratitude, I simply release this word to law. I know it is complete. I know it is done. Right here and right now, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright.
Let's sing, we are a light.
We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so
invite Helen Vallot to the podium to do a spiritual mind treatment.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm going to start off with a quote, and this quote is by Ernest Holmes, and I think very relevant to Jonathan's talk today. Ernest Holmes says, "Love points the way. Love points the way. And the law makes it possible." So let's hold this quote in our minds. Bring forth the truth. The truth, because the truth of these teachings are that love is everywhere present. Love is everywhere present. It is the divine energy of God. And it is this energy that points the way to truth, to healing, to community, to peace on earth. And so in this moment, I let go of my monkey brain of trying to figure out these teachings, trying to intellectualize these teachings, and I dropped down into my heart that is filled with love, with truth, with peace, with joy, with abundance, with possibility and potentiality. And I open my heart. I give and receive from my heart. And I allow words to be spoken from my heart space, which is first cause. First cause. This is God. And I allow my heart to reveal the truth in each and every moment. And feeling this presence of spirit, of light, of love, of God, that is the part of me that is eternal. I know that as I speak these words, for the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto, for each and every person here, that this idea, this knowing, this truth of what God is and what these teachings are, is always expressed through my heart first and foremost, knowing that yes, it is love that points the way. And as I speak these words and I express my gratitude for my open heart, that it is love that points the way, and the law makes it possible. So I impress these words into the law right here, right now, knowing it is done. It is done with ease, with joy, with grace, and with love. I let it go. I let God be so. And together we say,
and so it is. Whew. That was awesome. Thank you so much for that. Well, to continue the awesomeness, it is always a pleasure. I love our band, and it is always a pleasure when they bring songs. Now, this was the song that you sang my first Sunday in November. This is the song they sang my first Sunday in November. So this has a little bit of a special meaning. Please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the band with New Shoes. Yes, let's please welcome them.
There's somebody out there. Woke up cold one Tuesday. I'm looking tired and I'm feeling quite sick, and I felt like there was something missing in my day-to-day life. So I quickly opened the wardrobe, pulled pulled out some jeans and a t-shirt that seemed clean. Topped it off with a pair of old shoes that were ripped around the seams. And I thought, these shoes just don't suit me. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right. Hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. Oh, short on money but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Woke up late one Thursday, I'm seeing stars as I'm rubbing my eyes, and I felt like there were 2 days missing as I focused on the time. And I made my way to the kitchen, but I had to stop from the shock of what I found. A room full of all of my friends, all dancing round and round. And I thought, hello, new shoes, bye-bye, blues. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right. Hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. Short on money but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone they take me on. I'm walking till the break of dawn. Take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone they take me on. I'm walking till the break of dawn. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right. Yeah. Hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. Well, short on money but I'm long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything is right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. Well, short on money but I'm long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late but I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes.
We are certainly blessed. We are certainly blessed. So today's talk is going to be either deeply profound and thought-provoking, or it's going to just simply confuse you to no end. And the reason why is that? Why is that? Well, there's been one thing that's been on my mind all week long. Now, some of you who are in class will know what this is. If you've had conversations with me, you may know what this is. But this is what I'm going to offer to you today. Forget everything I've ever told you in the last 6 months. Forget all of it. And I'm serious. Forget all of it. Can you do that? Maybe. So, as Judy said, today does mark exactly 6 months in my ministry here in Toronto. I arrived on January 10th. My first service was on January 15th. It just so happens that July 15th lines up on a Sunday this year only because it's a leap year. So it seems very, very perfect that it's the 15th of the month. I started off my talk that day with a quote. I went and looked at this video. First of all, I looked like a scared little boy during that whole service. But I started off with this quote. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. So, again, forget everything I've told you for the past 6 months. Now, those of you who are here for the first time, you don't have to worry about that, do you? We can never change the past. We can never change the past. And one of the questions I ask frequently is, are you trying to change the past? Do you come to a spiritual philosophy because of something that happened in your past that maybe doesn't feel so good, and so you want to change it? I'm going to tell you, you can never change it. It's done. It happened. Whatever happened in the past is done. What can you do? What are you holding on to? What are you holding on to from the past? Let it go. Let it all go. There's a song, and I'm... Am I really? Well, no, but there's another song. And I think it's from a musical. All of a sudden it just like hit me, but I can't think of the song. Anyway, sorry, that's a little sidebar. For those of you who are here for the first time, that's one of the little Tourette's things that I do. I have these musical things that come into my brain frequently, and yeah. What are you holding on to? Clearly I'm holding on to musicals. They're all rumbling around in there. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. Unless it's serving you. Then you can hold on to it if it's serving you. If it is not serving you, let it go. Today we're going to let go of everything. So the reason that I want to let go of everything and work with this within this idea, within this paradigm, is because most people come to a spiritual philosophy looking for answers to big questions. Why am I here? What is the nature of God? Does God exist? What is this thing? Now, we come from a philosophy that tries to make it very scientific. That's why it's called the science of mind. We look for provable things. We look to prove in the existence of God through our experience of God. But what is it? What is spirit? What is God? If you believe anything I've told you in the past 6 months, now let it go. And this is the reason why. The more we try to define the indefinable, the more we put God in a box. And the more we limit our own experience of it. So any way that I try and talk about the divine, any way that I try and talk about God from this platform is narrowing the idea more and more and more. So I've been narrowing the idea for 6 months, taking it down to this very specific thing. And now I want to break it open and say, what more is there to know? We talk about spirit in terms. We talk about God in terms. God, love. We say that love is the divine energy that is God. We call it a universal intelligence. You'll hear me frequently refer to God as the universal infinite intelligence when I'm giving spiritual mind treatments. The problem is when we define God in that way, no matter what, in our languaging, we are separating God from ourselves. Now we try to bring the two together. That's what we're constantly trying to do, to understand that we are that energy. There is nothing else going on. We are it. But the more we try and narrowly define it, and define it, and define it, the more we separate ourselves from it. So, have you come here looking for God? Just ask yourself that question. Have I come here looking for God? If you did not come here looking for God, what did you come here looking for? Did you come here looking for inspiration? I would argue that inspiration is God, but that's my belief. What do you believe? What is God? This is a question we should continually ask. And the idea that we, as religious scientists, those of us who involve ourselves in the science of mind, me as a religious science minister, the more we say we believe we know what God is, and that our idea trumps all others, it's hogwash. It's not true. This is what I have chosen to let be the impetus and the driving factor in my life. And I suspect for many of you, this is what you have chosen to be the driving factor and the impetus for creative expression in your life. This is how we have narrowly defined our understanding of that which cannot be defined. Now, in other philosophies, God is pretty well defined. God, the creator and ruler of the universe. This is what the dictionary says. God, the creator and ruler of the universe, the source of all moral authority, the supreme being. So I do take issue with a couple of those things. Now, God as the creator, that I do believe, because God is the creative energy of the universe. So that's all God is. It is creation. It is creating. That's all that it ever does. Now, the ruler of the universe troubles me a little bit because then it feels like I must supplicate myself to something. So I don't believe that. I don't believe that I am subject to something outside of myself. The source of moral authority. The source of moral authority. Well, without wanting to get into a whole discussion, because that in and of itself could be an entire Sunday talk, the more we say we know what God is thinking or what God's plan is or what God's desire is, the more we've got it wrong. Who are we to speak for that which is infinite? Now, we are expressions of that, and we can speak to our own moral authority in our own lives, but the minute that we try and put that moral authority upon somebody else, I say we're off base. Now, does that mean that you have to associate with people that don't have the same belief? No. Nobody's saying go out and, be the person, be friends with everybody in the world. I don't think that would work. There are some people I would choose not to be friends with, and that's okay. That's okay. You know what? They're absolutely entitled to their beliefs, and I have my beliefs, and I have to be fine with that. You know why? There's room enough in this universe for all of it. Why? God is infinite. If we believe there's not room for something, then again, we believe there's something other than that which is. And then this last part of the definition, the supreme being. As if God, I love talking about it, as if God is some man living in the clouds, long white beard in the sky, right? That's not the truth. Now, to refer to God as the supreme beingness, that works for me. The supreme beingness. Just breathing into the beingness, the very state of being, as opposed to a being. It is being. Now again, this is what I believe. And so I ask you again, what do you believe? And within this belief that I have put God in a box. Now, mind you, I think that it's a pretty big box, keeping myself open to all possibilities, but it is a box nonetheless. And I have effectively limited my own use of a universal mind. I have closed myself off to having a connection with something greater than myself. I've limited my mind from that which is unlimited and infinite. So I need to step back, and maybe I need to forget everything I've said for the last 6 months. Maybe I need to forget everything I learned through ministerial school. Maybe I just need to step back and go back to a time when it was so simple, because I didn't have these questions in mind. I was simply being. I was simply being. So let's all start fresh. Let's all take God out of the box. Now, how do we do that? With all of the baggage that we've brought with us. Some of us for 20-something, some of us for 30-something, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, anyone? For however long you've been collecting this baggage and carrying it around with you, can you let it go? Yes. And the way that we let it go is through our conscious use of mind, through thinking. Through thinking, we change our experience. We are thinkers. We think thoughts. We believe that thoughts are things. Thoughts are energy, and energy is creative. This is what we're studying on Wednesday nights right now. Ultimately, the premise of Bruce Lipton's book is that thoughts are energy, and regardless of whatever circumstances you have been plagued with, whatever baggage you were born with, whatever genetic coding you came into this world with, you are at choice to think a new thought and allow that energy to either block what does not need to show up or reveal that which does need to show up. But it all starts in thought. It all starts with an energy. And thoughts, I will say it again because this is a big one for Ernest Holmes, thoughts are things. And we are thinkers. And our thoughts are constantly creating. Now, just because we are thinkers, does that make us experts? No. Am I an expert in God? No more so than any of you. So one of the ways that we can do this, and this came up in class on Wednesday, and I thought, oh, of course, that makes total sense, is to engage ourselves consciously in the practice of beginner's mind. Letting go of everything we think we know. Zen Master Suzuki is quoted with, "In the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the expert's there are few." So the more we think we are an expert in something, the more I think I'm an expert in the science of mind, the more I limit myself, and the more I eliminate possibilities in my life. So today, let's rethink God. Let's rethink the divine. Let's rethink the universal infinite intelligence with beginner's mind. So how do you do that? Number one, step by step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So what do you know? If you eliminate all thought you've ever, every thought you've ever had, wipe the slate clean, ask yourself, what do I know? Nothing and everything. Nothing and everything. Because everything, when you release yourself from the idea of limitation and open yourself up to the infinite, everything flows through you. We take it step by step. Don't assume you're going to reach enlightenment. Enlightenment is not down the road. And as long as you say, I'm going to become enlightened, you will spend your life on a journey to become enlightened. You will never reach the destination. So decide right here and right now to be the enlightened beingness of the divine. Make that decision. Don't let it be in the future. Let it be right now, because that's all we've got, right here and right now. One of the greatest questions that you can ever ask yourself, I know I've used this on a Sunday before, and it has confused people because they don't want to step into the idea of knowing nothing. But if you approach a situation that seems confusing, take a breath, relax, and say these words, I know nothing. Now what can I know? There's the thinker, using the thought, using the energy of thought, placing it into a universal consciousness and opening yourself up to an answer. I know nothing. Now what can I know? And I must give credit to Reverend James Mellon for that, because if he watches this, he would probably shudder if I didn't. Well, he probably wouldn't shudder. He knows he said it, right? And he knows that I'm his student, so at some point I'll probably say it myself. I know nothing. Now what can I know? Now what's also really great about that particular statement is it is a basis to begin the scientific inquiry into experience. It is the basis where you can begin a systematic approach to understanding your nature as the divine. I know nothing. Now what can I know? Ask yourself this question at all times, in every situation. I know nothing. Now what can I know? Because the more we believe we know the answer, how many of you have ever had an experience where you rushed in thinking I know the answer, and it turned out to be the wrong answer? We've all had that experience, right? I know nothing. Now what can I know? Opens us to the intuitive nature that we all possess. Here's the other thing. If you find the answer by asking that question, I know nothing, now what can I know? Something presents itself. Question the answer. Question the answer. Always be on a search for something greater, something new, something more. Because this is a journey, and there is no destination. Now, another aspect of stepping into beginner's mind is eliminating regrets. And when I talk about eliminating regrets, I'm talking about getting rid of the couldas, getting rid of the shouldas, getting rid of the wouldas. I coulda, shoulda, woulda. I could have been something. I should have been something. Had I done this, I would have been something. Let go. You know what? You are something right here and right now. You are the infinite expressing as you. So eliminate regrets. The only thing that those types of statements are good for is keeping you down, holding you back. So eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. And keep learning. Keep learning. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. One of my joys in life is to explore and know new things, to find out new things, to see what new things people are discovering every single day, to understand that I can make those discoveries as well. I was so excited about the Higgs boson I'm not going to talk about it because that would probably just confuse all of you. But I was so excited by that they have discovered this thing that has been theorized, that they have basically come up with some level of proof to something that was theorized. And you know what? Here's the great thing. So the Higgs boson, now imagine a jigsaw puzzle, right? And every piece of the jigsaw puzzle was put together except this one piece. Imagine that one piece was the Higgs boson that they were looking for. And it should fit nicely into the corner, you know, just slips right in, and that everything works out perfectly. You know what I really pray for? I pray that the piece fits in but starts a whole other jigsaw puzzle. Because there's always something more to know. Never assume you have all the answers. Never assume you know all the answers. Ask questions. Take nothing for granted. Do not take this philosophy for granted. Do not simply live in blind faith. Question everything. The other thing, and this is another thing that I try and do, live your life fully. Make no excuses. Step out. Allow the energy of life to lead you. Simply revel in the joy of living. A great way of doing this is to forget everything you know and look at everything with brand new eyes. See everything for the first time again. Go outside. Remember last week I talked about the heart shape? How many of you noticed heart shapes in nature throughout your days? Did you start becoming acutely aware that these things are out there? They are. Start seeing things with new eyes again. Start looking. Start exploring. Look at a rose as though you're looking at it for the first time. See what can be known. For me, this is simply the beginning of eliminating the box. Simply the beginning. So if you release everything that I have said for the past 6 months, if you let go of everything that Reverend Barbara said in the 10 or 11 years prior to my being here, if you release all of it, then what? If you look for God without a preconceived idea of what you might find, what might you find? What is the truth for you? What does the deeper knower within you say? Ultimately, what I find, and this is just me, I find an energy that supports me. I find an energy that moves me forward in life. I find an energy, and it is just an energy. It's not a thing. It is the energy of love. It is the energy of beingness. I find this energy to be true because I experience it. And by way of my thoughts, by way of my word, I have proven to myself that it is a creative energy and that things get created. And ultimately, nothing actually gets created because everything already exists. That'll be a whole other talk for another time, that everything already exists. You know why everything exists? Because if you can think it, it already exists. The minute something comes to mind, it exists. Whether you recognize it in form or not, that's irrelevant. It exists. And finally, allowing myself to step out of the intellectual understanding and focus more on an emotional response, to focus more on what do I feel? How do my feelings feed my experience? Because feelings are the gasoline behind the creative power. If you don't feel something, you are not going to create anything in your experience. Everything that is in your experience is created ultimately because of a feeling behind it. So what do you feel? I studied in an intellectual way for quite a long time to get to the point of being here last November, having you vote for me, and then showing up and being here in service 6 months ago. How I feel now as a minister is profoundly different from what I felt 6 months ago. I'm still filled with love. I am still overflowing with excitement about the possibilities. But I feel every single day that I am reaching a deeper and deeper level. And this is what I've committed myself to share with you, is my journey. There's a quote. My life will always be a life of example. That's what I've committed myself to. Do you know who said that? Not a clue, huh? Say again? No. I said that on January 15th, 2012. So I stand up here in front of you 6 months later, renewing my commitment to you that I will always, always live my life to be an example. I will always, always allow my experience to unfold to the best of my ability from the highest place. I will always be honest. I will always be transparent. You will always know exactly who your minister is. Because I need to allow myself to break from the confines of the box I've placed myself into. And so this is the next step of the journey, and I invite you to take that step with me. Commit to yourself to break beyond the box that you've created for your own life and know something new. Experience something deeper and go much, much further. Namaste. A little water. So now, this is the time where we do our offering in the service. And we don't give our money in this service. And a lot of ministers are afraid to say the word money from up here. Not me. Because like I say, God is one thing. God is energy. Money is energy. Money is God in action. So money is God. So I have no problem using the word money. But, like there's something other. I don't know where that came from. But understand that this energy is a causative force. It is a creative power. And as you hold what it is you are offering to this center today, please understand and know that this center, and this is done in your mind, please know that this center knows exactly the best way to use these funds for the highest good of our community. Yes, we need the money to keep the doors open. But ultimately, this is more about what does this center bring to this community and how do we expand this idea and expand this teaching. So that's the energy with which I ask you to give today. And I ask you to give from love and not out of obligation, as I say every single week, because obligation is the wrong energy behind giving. Understand that what you give comes back to you tenfold, because that's the law of circulation. That's a law of cause and effect in action. So as you hold this and the basket comes around, let's get up and celebrate this idea, this law of circulation, with our beautiful new song that was written by Pierre called I Love. If you want the lyrics, they're on the sheet that's clipped to the front of your songbook. Blessing over our offering. Thank you.
Knowing that the divine creative intelligence is always operating. It is right here, right now. It is expressed in this blessing, this giving to our center, this currency that is used intelligently, that is used for the highest and best good of all, for the Center for Spiritual Living and for the community. And I say thank you. Thank you for this generous offering today, knowing that we are truly, truly blessed. I release these constructive words to the law of mind, knowing it is done as we gratefully receive. I let it go, I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. So in the spirit of gratitude, I do want to say thank you to everyone who makes this service possible, and those specifically who helped out today, Margaret Ann, Helen, and Gail, who were here to set up. Gail and Deborah, who are our greeters today. I want to thank Judy for your wonderful reading. Thank you so much for that. In the bookstore, Margaret Ann is there today. Our practitioner of the day, Helen Vallot. Beautiful, beautiful treatments today. Thank you so much. Our board members, Jim and Michelle, who have now gone downstairs. In the sound booth, Brian, I want to... Did I say sound booth?
Bruce.
Yeah, sometimes the mouth just doesn't work quite right. The sound booth, Brian, I want to thank Linda for making sure that our webcast goes out to the world today. I want to thank Pierre and Tanis and Patrick and Rudy and Brian, the band.
Beautiful and talented assistant.
And Nick. Is Nick back there?
Yes.
I didn't even see him. He's tucked away. And Nick, thank you so much. I want to also thank Down with the Kids today, Mahala and Cheryl, because, you know. Yes, because I am absolutely committed to the youth program here. We are. You heard the announcement. We're taking August off. But I want to explode this youth program. Your email got kicked back to me, by the way, and I'll talk to you about that. So I'm just going to have a private conversation here for a moment. No. Yeah, I'm very committed to teaching young people about self-worth, self-esteem, and self-respect, because that's really ultimately what we are here to encourage in the entire world. Regardless of what you think about God, goodness and light is what we stand for. And we can teach kids this and let them grow up with this understanding and this idea. And that's what I am committed to with our youth program here. So thank you all for your contributions today. I want to thank everyone who is here for showing up today and being the light that you are, and for bringing your consciousness to share with us. And so in that, a little more water. It's very dry to me in here today.
I think with the humidity outside, that wouldn't be, but...
So this is it's actually a chant, this new song we're going to use for the benediction today. It's very simple. Oh, it's very simple. The lyrics are, and you'll catch on very quickly once we start. One people, living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. That's the whole song. It's not in your books because it's brand new. So, as we lead into this, I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable, and just simply resonate with what you've heard today, what rings true with you, and understanding that what rings true to you leads to a belief, or is a recognition of a belief within you, and that belief is operating in your experience. And so I settle into the feeling of this understanding that we are all one. Each and every one of us is part of a divine, creative, universal intelligence. There is no separation in truth. There is only one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. And so right here, in this moment, I affirm and know and recognize only this one creative intelligence. I know that it is operating throughout the universe. I know that it is present right here and right now, as it is omnipresent. And so its fullness is felt right here and right now, and extends beyond these walls. And it is the very thing that each and every one of us is. Each of us uniquely and brilliantly expressing as this divine energy, the one thing, the one source of all creation. It is who and what we are. And so I take to heart in that understanding the deep, deep, resonant power that is afforded by means of this understanding and by means of this expression. I know that God, the thing itself, the one power, is creating by means of each and every one of us. And so I claim for each and every one of us lives that are fruitful and abundant. I claim joy and harmony and peace. I claim brilliant, brilliant relationships with the understanding that in relationship we are relating to that which we are. And I claim brilliant creative expression because that's what we are. That is what we stand for. That is the only thing ever going on is creation. And it is happening by means of each and every one of us. And so I simply let creation happen. stepping out of the way, allowing it to happen by means of each and every one of us, easily, effortlessly. And I do this in such deep gratitude. I'm grateful for everything that is aligned for this perfect experience today, knowing that this perfect experience lives with me and expands into the next thing, and into the next thing, and into the next thing. And so in love and gratitude, I simply let my words be. I release them to law, perfect law of cause and effect that does exactly what I put into it. And so I simply allow it to be so. I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is.
One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We all are one. We all are one.
And so it is. And so let's kick this out into the street. Let's look at number 16. Number 16 in your songbooks for I Release, which I'm going to sing, but I need more water.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you got to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. And I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. Have a great week, everyone.